Hello guys, welcome to African Watchman Media, and today we are going to be looking into the projections coming out of the villa. President Bola Tinubu has set a high bar for the economy this year, with a focus on cooling the heat of inflation that has defined the last few years of the renewed hope agenda. The president's recent statement suggests a drive to shave another significant margin off the inflation rate. What is a 10% drop feasible? What do you think? The president has said that before the end of this year, inflation is going to drop by 10%. How possible, as a Nigerian, do you think this statistic and data is? Now, look at some data that I'll be considering. As of our current reports encircling early 2026, the Nigerian economy has actually been on a remarkable inflationary streak. After peaking at a staggering 34.6% in late 2024, official National Bureau of Statistics figures show that inflation successfully cooled to 14.45% by the end of 2025. So, looking at this, what do you think about this statement from our president? Do you think that it's going to be possible for us to have inflation drop drastically, just as the president is promising? So, I want to hear your thoughts. But before that, we're just going to allow you watch this video to hear from onlookers, and this is a way to also share this video. Like, subscribe, share your thoughts so that this video gets to more people, and would like to hear their thoughts. I want to hear the thoughts on what the president has said about our economy this year.
Thank you so much. All right, gentlemen, it's a fine place for us to leave it. Let's move straight to our next conversation. True economic progress unfolds at the pace of patience, guided by the right policy. It is within this context that President Bola Tinubu has expressed optimism that Nigeria's inflation rate will likely fall below 10% before the end of 2026, citing recent declines from earlier peaks as evidence of effective reforms and tightening policies. The president's statement comes as the Nigerian exchange, NGX, hit a historic 100 trillion naira market capitalization. President Tinubu applauded the milestone as a sign of growing investor confidence and urged Nigerians to deepen local investment and support broader economic growth. Okay, Biko, the president has predicted that the inflation will fall below, less than 10%. But talk to me, do you agree with him? I mean, how realistic is this?
Well, it's... I like the president's optimism. This is what we want to see. We want to see a single-digit inflationary trend in our country. As far as the president is concerned, this is possible. We've had the rate of inflation dropping for 8 consecutive months as of late 2025, driven by improved agricultural yield and the stability of our currency. During this week, the Naira traded at 1,429 to the dollar. At a point, people told us that we'll get to 2,000. 2,000 Naira. There was even an infamous professor that came up with what amounts to doomsday prophecy about the Naira. That has not happened. And this is in spite of the fact that we are not aggressively defending the currency, the way previous administrations did, in a manner that didn't reflect the true value of our currency. I believe that our currency can still appreciate further. I want to see us around 900,
Amen.
1,000.
I look forward to that.
In my view, we can get there. Yes. We can get things continue to improve. But you see, something stood out in the president's remarks.
Okay.
Was where he said Nigeria has moved from an ignored frontier market to a compelling investment destination. So, in summary, what he's saying is people are now seeing opportunities, untapped opportunities in our country, and they are happy to come and invest here.
Okay.
Unlike what happened in the past. And there is progress. People may not see, people may not appreciate it because of the pains that people are going through. Yeah. Any good thing that will be long lasting, you experience some pains.
Okay.
The joy of childbirth is one of the greatest that anybody can experience. When you welcome your first child, the joy is overwhelming, but it comes with pain. It comes with pain to the mother. Are we going to say, oh, because women go through labor pains and all that, then we should not reproduce anymore? God gave us the mandate to go and multiply. So the pains are evident, but the progress that we are making is just as evident. No doubt about it. There are so many good things that we can talk about. If we don't want to be like the people who keep on demarketing their country, who never say anything good, things good about our country. That's progress. In 2024, the market recorded 37.65% growth. This year, it is 51.19% return, outperforming global indices such as S&P 500 and FTSE 100, as well as several BRICS emerging markets. So, Nigeria is in a good place. God on our side, our country is in a good place. Starting steps have been taken by this government that we are confident will lead us on an irreversible path of progress.
Absolutely.
And that's why when the president says, oh, he foresees inflation dropping to single digits, we want to metaphorically claim that miracle. We know that it's possible. Yes, it's possible. It's possible if we work hard towards that. Agriculture can really help us. Mass production, lower food prices would help us bring down the rate of inflation.
Yeah.
The governor of Lagos sat here the other day and he was telling us that rice is now about 50,000 naira per bag and that he is prepared to even reduce it.
Yes.
So who could have thought about 2-3 years ago that rice could be sold at 45,000 per bag?
From 110.
Lagos has a gigantic rice mill.
Yes.
As long as my namesake, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has access to paddy in ample quantity, they will be able to keep that mill in a mortar going. And that will help us stimulate production and prices will come down across the country. We are talking about even the Jigawa wheat farmers. They are saying that, oh, price of wheat came down drastically. And some of them are not happy. But people who have been complaining that food prices are killing, I don't think they can complain that prices are coming down. Whether it's soya beans, whether it's rice, whether prices are coming down. That's what we want to see.
Absolutely.
We want to see it even come further down. And frankly, if not for the cost of transportation that is killing honestly, the prices will go further down. Go to Benue, go to all these big production belts of our country. Those things are not really costly. But before you bring them,
bring them down
to other parts of the country, the cost of diesel, and then of course people, security men
on the road,
collecting bribe here and there, all of those will factor all that into the cost. So I'm just hopeful that
all right, gentlemen,
that we can get even better.
Exactly. We need to go on this quick break. There's more to come, I assure you. This is Journalist Hangout. All right, if you just joined us, it's still Journalist Hangout. I still have BK Orai here and Dr. Oladipo. So, Dr., the other part of this conversation, the Nigerian exchange surpassed the 100 trillion naira market capitalization mark. I mean, is this a sign of renewed confidence in the Nigerian economy here?
Yeah, really it is. Because if you are not too certain of what becomes of your investments, you won't go there. You won't go and put your money in there. Businessmen don't joke with their investments.
Sure.
They don't joke with their money. And today I was at a function, a lecture on the new tax laws, and the Director General of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria was there, man. And that's one of the critical bodies you have when it comes to the economy. That's talking about Segun Ajayi Kadri now. And he said two things that I found very engaging and interesting. Number one, he spoke about the new tax laws. He said there is no way anybody will not want an environment where a government comes in and collapses between 60 and about 102 taxes into about 10. He said in some states, manufacturers pay up to 132 taxes. So how do you come into that kind of environment to say you want to put your money in? And that's critical. Because you are going on the road, somebody chases the vehicle, you are not even sure that the vehicle you have sent on an errand from here to Zamfara to go and deliver your goods will even get there because of all the taxmen on the road.
Tax collectors here and there.
So now everything is collapsed. Nobody can stop you anyhow, because once you do the basic, you are good to go. Number two, which is also very fundamental. He said, yes, the exchange rate is high. It's about 1,400, 1,500. But he said one thing manufacturers have found good in it is that there is stability.
Yeah.
So you can sit down
and plan
and predict. This is what my outcome will be. Not the days when it is 1-2 today, 1-9 tomorrow, it comes, So there is that stability that gives manufacturers confidence that if I import raw materials and I produce, I am sure that between this range and this range, it can't go beyond those bands. And that is key for any
and it boosts investor
economy.
confidence.
It will boost you. You can invest, you can manufacture, knowing that you can't run at a loss.
Now, is this enough to boost local investment?
That's what is happening now.
So that they won't have to look at, foreign.
That is exactly what is happening now. Because some years back, we had this rush to go and put money in bank shares. A lot of people lost because of this same thing. The money was wiped out by the current realities. Now, if you put your money somewhere, you are sure of your returns.
Return on investment.
On your investment.
ROI.
So not that you are taking a risk. You are not doing bets. This one is certain. Before it was the thing that in Yoruba land we call a DJ. Let me try. Some people will say, okay, I know I have 1 billion, but in case it fails, let me put in 200,000. That's what we've been doing before. Now you can safely say, okay, if I put in this money, this is what becomes of it. And that is a real big gain for Nigeria. We shouldn't lose that momentum. We should not.
Okay.
Because if we drop the ball now, we are going to be in trouble. Whatever is happening, like I keep saying, government should keep explaining it to people. We shouldn't stop. That's why I love
explaining it to people.
What
I like
Taiwo really has been doing of recent. He has been talking.
Yes.
Because
You've been explaining.
you need to explain to people. Let them understand. People don't understand 1% of what is in those new tax laws.
People,
They don't.
Some of the people who are commenting on the tax reform bill, who are going from TV stations to TV station, had not even read it. So they were commenting based on hearsay, based on what some experts were talking about. I mean, one of them was so shameless that he even admitted that, although I have not read it. Come on, you had an opinion over something that you've not read.
And some even believe that it's the whole four that contains tax law. We are two of them. They are about establishments,
all right.
the bodies that will run them.
Gentlemen, the president's statement reflects his optimistic outlook, for the Nigerian economy in 2026. Now, for the average Nigerian, what does this mean for the everyday Nigerian? With all of these gains, what does this mean?
These gains, you see, is like the foreign reserves are growing.
Yes.
People say, how does it put, how does that put food on the table? It makes absolutely no sense for us to reduce every conversation to food, what we ingest into our bellies. You can't. It's ridiculous that every serious conversation you want to reduce it to how does it bring, how does it put food on your table? Did we not hear that man shall not live by bread alone? So, investor confidence in our country will lead to greater production, will lead to more jobs. You look at MTN, for example. Do you know how big MTN is?
True.
Those telcos, Airtel and MTN, they are bigger than Nigerian banks put together.
That's true.
Those telcos. And they do big business. They employ many Nigerians. Apart from employing many Nigerians, they pay taxes. They pay taxes in huge sums. So government can find money through taxation to conduct its businesses. Employment is generated. All of these numbers that we're talking about, whether it's the foreign reserves that is growing. In fact, I see us getting to like $60 billion at the rate we are going, because we made significant progress in the year 2025. And remember where we are when this government took over. When we were owing creditors here and there. We were owing airlines. It was still after we were able to pay these airlines that the CBN was still able to grow the foreign reserve to the level that it is now. I think this is significant, and it sends the right signals to investors. All right, this is the right place to be.
We have Ade calling in from London. Ade, let's talk.
Yes, thank you very much. I agree, Prince, or I agree, my brother there. I want to thank the federal government for what they are doing. Most especially the student loan is very, very important. That's what we enjoy here in UK. We are a country of tax. That's the benefit of the tax. So I want to thank him. And I want to employ the state government to establish what we call job seekers allowance. So those graduate people that are looking for jobs, they should be giving them some stipend that we get here for people who are looking for jobs. Because they are now paid tax, they have more money. So we can cater for the grassroots who are looking for jobs.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Job seekers allowance.
Who will come to invest in a country where you are not certain that you can repatriate your
funds.
your funds. You work so hard, you make good money, and you can't repatriate it. So many things were wrong that this government has fixed. It was very significant to pay those creditors. Very significant. Because even the airlines of the world were already seeing us as a bad place to do business. And I don't blame them. But they said, okay, if you have legitimate claims, we'll settle those claims. And they did. They did. And now after doing that, they are shoring up the reserves. Incrementally shoring up the reserves. And look at where we are. Foreign exchange, the Naira too, we've achieved stability. We've even exceeded our expectations.
Absolutely.
You know. But I know that we can still make progress. And as I said earlier, those numbers encourage people to come and invest here. And I'm very, very happy that, okay, this is happening.
Absolutely.
So once there's greater investment here, more jobs will be created. Now you can see why the president is keen on seeing more investment locally.
It will translate into job creation and also improve living standards.
Yes, ultimately, because that's what it has come to. For instance, we just spoke about food prices coming down. That means you need fewer naira to put food on the table. So it's gradual. You know, I'm also someone who says we must feel it, and then government must also.
All right. Just hold on. We have Nathan calling in from away. Nathan, let's talk. Nathan, are you still with us?
Hello?
Yeah, Nathan, go ahead. Time is money.
Okay. What I want to say, there is no need to talk about the foreign reserve alone. We have talking about the amount of money we are borrowing from other countries. On stock market, you can't say it has reached 1 trillion. For God's sake, quantify it in dollars. How much is it? Who are investing? Politicians. Do you know how much allocation governors, local governments are getting? They have no place to hide it than a stock market. Please, I know much about the stock market.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. I need you to land on your thoughts.
That's why we keep saying people must take on their representatives.
The subnationals, yes.
Local government chairman, men, and the rest. And people don't also know that borrowing is a part of life.
And also now that inflation...
Who is a bigger borrower than America?
Exactly.
I saw one business...
But gentlemen, now that inflation is coming down, I hope the interest rate from the CBN would also come down. But we need to go straight to our final conversation. Focus is fragile.
Hello guys, I'm sure that you've heard all that happened said. Well, I think the conversation between the hosts and guests on the Journalist Hangout reflects the exact tension felt on the streets of Lagos, Kano, and Port Harcourt. Shows the gap between macroeconomic victory and microeconomic reality. You know, what I'm going to say about this 10% inflation target is that I'm trying to contrast between ambition versus reality. The prevalent optimism that inflation will hit single digits below 10% by the end of 2026 is a big, bold vision. However, we've moved from a suffocating 34% to roughly 14% in a year, and that's statistically impressive. I would agree. However, for the woman in Moshain or the trader in Onitsha, inflation isn't a percentage. It's the price of a crate of eggs. So while the government celebrates the rate of increase slowing down, prices are still high. I don't know if you get what I mean. The prices of goods just still high. You're still buying almost every single thing you bought in 2024 to sell in 2025. So to hit 10%, we don't just need policy tightening, we need an absolutely explosion in local food production. Now, the NGF hitting 100 trillion is a massive signal. Yeah, agreed. It tells the world that the smart money is betting on Nigeria. But we must listen to the caller Nathan. His skepticism asking, who is investing? Is the voice of Nigerians who fear that these gains are only being enjoyed by the ends and institutional investors. For this to matter, the average job, this capital must translate into factories, not just stock portfolios. I don't know if you get what I mean. Please, I want to hear your thought about this. Little lad, this is what I feel about it. But yeah, you can share it us in the comment section. Now, the guest BK used the analogy of labor pain to describe the current economic hardship. It's a powerful image. But a question every Nigerian is asking is, how long is this labor room stay? How long? We've seen the Nigerian stabilized around 1,400 naira, which is better than the projected 2,000 naira doomsday, but it's still a far cry from the 700 naira to 900 naira range people are praying for. The pain is felt in the cost of transportation, as noted, even when food prices drop at the farm gate in Benue. The road taxes, bribes, and diesel costs double the price before it hits Lagos. This is where the government must move from policy to policing the corridors of traders. The most underrated part of this conversation is the collapse of 132 taxes into 10. This is huge. If you've tried to run a small business in Nigeria, you know the area boards and local government officials bush up with different stickers every month. If the government can truly harmonize this, the ease of doing business will move from a slogan to a reality. This is how we get the MTNs of tomorrow started today. So I have to disagree slightly with the guest who said we shouldn't reduce everything to food. I mean, in a country where over 50% of household income goes to food, food is the economy. You cannot have investor confidence in a hungry population. The news that rice has dropped from 110,000 to 50,000 naira in some quarters is the kind of miracle Nigeria want to see replicated in fuel and electricity. Nigeria, in the whole of this, I think it's finally taking its medicine. But numbers are starting to look green on the screens, and as the exchange and the international community is looking back at us. But the government's biggest job in 2026 isn't just stabilizing Naira. It is lowering the cost of moving goods until we've fixed the security and transport bottlenecks. The single-digit inflation will remain a headlight and not a lifestyle. I don't know if you get my point, right? I don't know if you get a point that in the past. What do you think about this, right? What do you think? Do you just agree to all they've said, or do you get this point I've made? What are your concerns? Please, before you end this video, do also like, subscribe to this channel. We'll bring you daily information about the nation. We bring you daily news, and we just want you to keep on being updated. So please like, subscribe, share this video so that this channel gets to more people and we all stay updated on whatever it's happening in the country. Thank you so much, guys. I'd really love to hear your insights in the comment section about this whole thing about inflation reducing by 10% in 2026. How do you think it's going to affect the poor man, the real people who are victims of economic situation?